Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Shop, and welcome to the February 23 shop update. Okay, so I'm standing in the shop at the moment because I'm going to start with something quite big that's happened, a big change, and so this is the shop, as you can see. But it might look a little bit smaller than it was before. It's kind of hard for you to see what's going on here. Let me just come back a bit. So this is the back wall, as it were, and that is a stud wall that I've put in. That's quite a job, I can tell you. So we're now walking towards the front of the shop. There's the door. And my desk over here, and another stud wall. So this is the big change. Inside those stud walls is the workshop. Yes, so I've moved my workshop into the shop. I can't show you what I did in the school part, but basically I made the old workshop into an extra classroom. So we've got 3 classrooms in there, plus the big play area and the 2 music rooms. So we've effectively got 6 classrooms. So I needed to move my workshop, and I've moved it into the shop itself. So that's the inside of the front stud wall, as it were, and I'll put the door in as well. And that's the big stud wall at the side, and I've kind of got the layout more or less the same as it was before. So there's my workbenches there, and all of the accessories and paint and everything in the corner. My tool racks, or tool shelves I should say, up on that side, and I've got an extra workbench here as well, plus my heavy workbench in the middle. So this new workshop is about 16 square meters, and the previous one was 12 square meters. So this one is a third bigger than the previous one, although it feels like it's sort of twice the size, really. So yeah, it did take me about a week or so to build all this, plus the wallpapering and putting everything straight again, so about 2 weeks altogether. I didn't film any of it because I basically needed to crack on. You know, I was doing this between lessons and on my day off, and you know, it just went on and on and on, and I had to get on with it. I really didn't have time to film it all, and it wouldn't have been hugely interesting anyway. So, brand new workshop. And it works really well. I mean, it's kind of hard for you to tell, but you know, the space is really good. I've got loads of space, and I've got a whole wall there with nothing on it. So haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet. Bear in mind these are stud walls, so there's no strength to them. I can't hang heavy shelves on them or anything like that. But not quite sure what to do on that side, and it's, you know, it's loads of space. It's just loads and loads of space. It's really good. Really happy with how it's turned out. So if any of you got any suggestions about what I can do on that wall behind me, leave it in the comments below, and I'll check it out, because yeah, I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm not sure. I don't know what to do yet. Okay, so today is the last day of February, actually, February the 28th, and I've literally only just got round to doing the February shop update because of obviously, you know, getting this done and everything else, whilst teaching as well. The reason we had to have an extra classroom is we're getting more and more busy. We needed more space, we needed an extra classroom, and we're probably going to take on at least one more teacher as well. So things are picking up on the school side, which is great. Fantastic. So, new tools, gadgets, gizmos, etc., etc. So the first one I want to show you is this machine, which some of you may recognise as an oscillating spindle sander. So we've got the long belt on it already, and all of the smaller spindle ones. As you can see, it's had some use already. Now I've got to say, this has been and will continue to be an absolute game changer. It makes a lot of the jobs much easier, more accurate, and a dang sight quicker as well. So that's something I've been wanting for a long time, and could finally justify buying it. So that's one of my new tools, and like I said, an absolute game changer. Really is going to make a huge difference to my project's speed as much as anything else. And oh, talking of which, no, I can show you that in a minute. So I've bought a few new tools and bits and pieces. So we'll have a look at some of them now. So let's see. I mean, one thing I've got is this magnified lamp on the stand. I do have a small battery operated one, and it's okay for some jobs, but this one's a little bit more heavy duty, higher magnification. It's quite a sturdy piece of kit. Well, so that was quite a necessary thing to have for some of the close-up work. I have a couple of scalpels. So you'll see one has a curved blade and one has a pointy blade. 1001 uses for these things, especially working with wood and luthiery work. So I've got the two different handles because the blade fitting is a different size as well. I'm not sure how you see that, but where the blade slots onto the handle, is it that side? Yeah. This one is bigger than this one, so you have to have the right blades for the right handles as well. And I've got like 20 spare blades of each one, and also sent a little free gift with it, which is another scalpel, but it's one like that. Kind of dangerous, but there you go. So another one, and that one you can only put the curved blades on the bigger fitting. So I might not use that one very much because I'm a bit scared to use it. Oh, anyway, so yeah, a couple of scalpels, and they will get used quite a lot, for fine carving work and removing old glue and things like that. All sorts of uses. And I also got these set of 4 finger planes. So the biggest one here is 25mm. That's the size across the base, and the bases are curved. So these are really handy for small, fine work. So I've got that one's a 25. This one is an 18mm, and I've got I think this one's a 15 and a 12, really small one there. You can get a 10 as well, but I couldn't get hold of one, but actually I think that one might be a 10. Just one second, let me just measure that. No, that is a 12. Okay, so I've got a 12, a 15, an 18 and a 25. Now they'll get used quite a bit as well. I haven't actually used those ones yet because I haven't had a project on that I'll need them for. Now, one of the other things I also bought recently was this set of fret press cauls. So there's 3 different radiuses for pressing frets into fretboards. So you see they've got the radius on one side, and we've got a 7.25, a 9.5 and a 12. So that's inches. So what that means is the radius. So if the fretboard was a complete circle, that would be the width of the whole thing. 7.25, 9.5 and 12. The only thing I am disappointed at that there isn't a straight one, because a lot of the fret work that I do is with straight fretboards. So we've got these 3 inserts, and they go into a kind of a T-shaped bar handle. So you slot them into the head of the handle, and you screw it down with a little Allen grub screw, and it's got a handle on it as well. And what you're supposed to do is to put those over the fret and then tap the top of the T-bar with a hammer. Well, I wanted to do something that was less traumatic to the neck, so I've set up this rig. Hold on, let me just turn the camera around. So remember I said I wanted to use this old drill press for something? Well, this is it. This is what I wanted to use it for. So I've put the T-bar in there, got it clamped in kind of redneck style. And so, you know, I've got the T-bar, as it were, in there, and you put those inserts in there, and then you can press the frets in. So, you know, that simply operates just like that. And I also made this big block to rest the neck in. So you've got some support there, and then press the frets in. Let's just give you a bit of a demo on that. This is not what I would normally use, but that's a ukulele neck. So it rests in that block there. Then you've got your fret call in there, and you simply press that down, and it presses the fret in. Just move that back a bit. Presses the fret in. So that, I think, will be less traumatic. Well, it will be less traumatic than hitting the top of this bar with a hammer, which is the conventional way to do this. If this setup doesn't work, I've got another way I can clamp that in there. But if the whole thing just doesn't work, it's no big deal. I'll just take it out and use it the way you're supposed to. You still put the inserts in there, and you tap the top of the bar with a hammer. But because with these, you know, it goes over the fret like that, and it's contacting the whole fret at the same time. So when you're tapping down on that, it's pressing the fret down in one, rather than when you just tap it with the hammer and you go from one side to the other or from the middle out, it can go in a little bit uneven or crooked and maybe not seat properly. With these, it ensures that you know, you're tapping the whole fret down at the same time. So that's that little setup. And how are we doing for time? Okay, plenty of time. So let me think, is there anything else that I've missed? I've been buying a few tools and other bits and pieces. I haven't showed everything because a lot of it will come up in future videos anyway. But I've just finished another project as well. It's very similar to one I built before, but this one's a bit bigger. So this box is from a rubber stamp kit, and as I said, I built another one of these before with the same kind of box, but it was smaller, and I handmade the neck for that, and it's a single string. This one is a modified ukulele neck, and it's 2-string. So at the moment I've got an E and a B string from a guitar. I think these are actually, yeah, these will be an octave higher than a guitar because obviously it's very short. But you know, you can play around with different strings and tunings. I just put those on there for now, just to get it up and running. And it's the same as the one I did before. There's no frets on this, so you play it more of a hold on, more like a slide guitar. Hold on. Ooh. Obviously I'm not playing it, but yeah, so neat little project. Now, where I actually cut the headstock down, and I don't know how well you can see here where the original tuners were, I had to plug those holes and re-drill some new holes. And you know, you can see where the plugs are. Not a big problem, but rather than trying to disguise those, which would have been pretty difficult if not impossible on the front, I made a feature of it. So the plugs here, they kind of look like cheeks, and these look like eyes, so I just drew a face on there. Just a little bit of fun. So you can't really see it very well, but the plugs here that where the tuners were, and now the cheeks of his face, and the tuners are the eyes, and I drew a little mouth and nose. Just a bit of fun. So, and the sound tiles I put in the side like before, they're a little bit untidy, but not a problem. So just standard ukulele tuners. The tailpiece is actually an old banjolele that I bought with the hooks on them, and this was actually the tool to tighten those up, but it was so weak that it just twist. So I've turned it into a tailpiece for this. I've drilled a hole in here, put it in the bottom, and the two holes there, actually there was only one, and I drilled another hole, and that's where the strings go through. So that's actually the tailpiece, and then the bridge and saddle I've made. The bridge is just a piece of wood shaped and stained, and the saddle is bone, and actually the nut is bone as well. I didn't really want to use bone, nut and saddle on this setup, but it was actually the easiest way to do it in the end, to shape those. Okay, so better stop waffling and move on. So those of you that have seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm starting a new project, and this is the body of this new project. So you can see it's quite wide and it's very thick, very solid chunky piece of wood. So it was like my cigar box guitar that I made out of one of those boxes. This is two of the boxes with the sides taken off and then glued together, and it doesn't match with the grain and the pattern and everything, but I really like it. I actually think it looks good. So most of the outside is sanded, it's almost a glass finish. I haven't touched the inside yet. So that's the body, and what I have here is two necks, two guitar neck blanks. So I'm sure some of you will have already guessed, I am making a double neck guitar. Wow. So yeah, by far my biggest and most challenging project to date. Don't know how it's going to go. I will come across problems, I know it. So as I said, that's the box, and then we've got these two neck blanks. You're not really going to see this, but they're going to be going in side by side like that. I probably will drop one to offset the tuning keys and the bridges, so that they don't get in the way of each other. These are just standard electric guitar necks. Now what I'm going to do with this is make one side standard 6-string guitar and the other side bass guitar. So that's where I know I am going to come into problems, because the nut isn't a problem. In fact, I've already put in a bass nut in there. Fits absolutely perfectly. So that's got the bass guitar nut in it. It's just temporary. I just wanted to see if it fitted. But because on a bass guitar the neck is wider, the bridge is wider, I do have some standard bass guitar bridges. But the problem I'm going to come into is that the spacing of the strings coming from the bridge is going to be too wide for the neck. So that's my problem. I do also have some 4-string adjustable bridges as well that would be for cigar box guitars and that type of thing. So they're much smaller, too small. So, you know, that's the problem I know I'm going to come up against, and I will figure it out. I'll find a way around it somehow. So that is the next project, a double neck guitar, a standard 6-string and bass guitar side by side, and it's going to be awesome. As I said, by far my most challenging project to date, and it's going to take me quite a long time to do this, but I'm really going to enjoy it. Yes, it is going to be challenging. One side of it will probably be reasonably straightforward, to be honest, the standard 6-string guitar side. The bass guitar is going to throw up some challenges. Not sure what I'm going to do to get around it yet, but I'll figure it out. So, that's the next project. Not quite sure when I'll be starting, but hopefully, well, it is started. I mean, I did this weeks ago. But, you know, I was waiting for everything else to arrive, all the parts and components, all the extra tools that I would need, and, you know, all sorts of things, and also waiting for some time. But I will get stuck into this project now through March, and it's going to be quite a long project. It's going to be quite a few videos on this, but for those of you who are interested in my build project videos, it is going to be very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. I may or may not do some other projects in the meantime. I don't know. It depends. I mean, I will get stuck into this and enjoy doing it, but there's a good chance that I will have other things, other jobs or projects that crop up as well. So watch this space. Things are going to be happening, and we will see you pretty soon in whatever comes next. In the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other, and we will see you soon. Peace out.